a very nice yarn, but it splits easily. I think this is the only minus. Hi everyone, I didn't even say hello. Started crocheting right away. How are you? What are you making? I can't stop using these autumn colors. And when I'm thinking about the project I want to do, they're all kind of autumn. Although Christmas is coming, I kind of finished everything I was planning for Halloween, so I need to make a couple of Christmas presents. So I'm thinking about it a little bit. I mean, I visited the Hobbii website and looked at the yarns they have for Christmas at Christmas Yarns, and I am kind of torn. I can't afford to buy everything I want, so I'm thinking about getting those Christmas, red, green, white yarns in your face Christmas, or buying something that I could wear, not necessarily all year round, but not so much pressure. So I'm still thinking. And I've been wanting to make a hexagon cardigan for a long time now. And I'm thinking about that. So do I do a really Christmassy one, like again red, green and white, or do I make it calm, for example dark green? Not sure yet. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the follow. If you are one of the people who followed me, who started following me this week, welcome and thank you for subscribing. I don't know what happened, but a lot of people came, and that's always very nice. I hope you have a nice time here. My video is coming out today at 6 o'clock in the evening, Helsinki time. I don't know what time zone it is. In 6 hours. Welcome. What are you making? Do you have any autumn patterns that you love? Always share patterns. That's you know I that's you never know where you will find the pattern. And you know, even I always share my patterns. I don't like it's not a secret. And yet it doesn't mean that everybody's gonna run and make the pattern that I shared, right? So before, there is a long time, it takes a long time to, you know, find a pattern, decide to make it, choose the yarn and so on. So even when you share patterns, it's a very small chance that someone's gonna use it. I'm also thinking about the hood. Oh, I don't know the name again. I'll try to find it later, next time. I'm thinking about the hood, and I found one that I like more than Sophie's hood, or Sophie hood. So I need a very soft kind of yarn for it, because it's for my head, for my face, for my neck, and that's an important part. I have always both knitted and crocheted, so I am not, you know, participating in those debates. But I sometimes hear those people who are, well, you know, they get angry that people confuse the two crafts. Do you know, in some languages it's actually the same word. It's just knitting with a hook or knitting with needles. So I don't think we have to be so, we don't have to be offended, in my opinion. Also, people who don't craft name, like, they say the first thing that comes to mind. They can call it embroidery, or I don't know, sewing, anything. In their head, this is all kind of interchangeable thing. So I'm not offended. I'm making a star blanket. It's a chart I found on Pinterest, and I started making, you know, a 6-day star blanket, and I didn't like it, and I didn't enjoy the pattern. It was very you had to struggle to follow it. So I So I found this pattern and I liked it because you can, because it's a chart and it's easier to just look at the chart and get it. And second of all, it's, you don't have, you don't need the chart after, I don't know, the 10th maybe row, because it's the same thing over and over again. I don't have a lot of yarn, to be honest. It's the leftover yarn from the scarf I made. But I thought I would just use up all the yarn and see what size I get. And I wanted to just, you know, practice to crochet. I didn't want to say goodbye to crocheting after summer. So I usually crochet more in summer and knit more in winter. But this year, I don't know, it's shifting. I'm thinking about crochet all the time. I was making a video yesterday, and during the video I decided to count. I showed everything I own for Halloween, everything I made for Halloween, and I decided to count my knitted and crocheted pumpkins, and I counted 19. And then after I made the video, I finished filming, I found 2 more on the floor. I dropped them. So I have 21 pumpkins. That kind of, it doesn't surprise me. I can easily believe that, knowing me. But at the same time, it's fun. And I also gave away several of them. You know, when friends come over and say, "Oh, they're so cute," I usually give them one of them. So probably there were more than that. I don't listen to usual music anymore because one of the videos got restrictions about several songs, and I kind of don't know what to do with that. How can I... like, I'm okay with mentioning all the music, of course, but when you're live for 2 hours, there are so many songs, I cannot imagine how to mention them, and I'm not sure if it will fix the problem. So I decided to listen to the YouTube playlist after that. Let me turn this the right side. Is this enough light? Should we try? Okay. I turned on the lighting. I hope it's better. Okay, the end of the row. Unexpectedly fast. Okay, the next row. These rows are so long already. I was live for an hour probably yesterday, and I only made 1.5 rows. They're already very long. And you know, I prefer things that are knitted the other way around. Like when you're going from the long rows to then you decrease, and then you are, for example, in the end of the shawl, and you get the shorter and the rows are getting shorter and shorter. But in this case, everything that we knit and crochet from the start, from the small thing, increasing, we don't have to calculate the yarn, right? And we can use up all the yarn, and that's what I need very often. So it always depends. There are aubergines in my oven right now. I'm making aubergines for lunch, and I'm so happy about it. Aubergines are one of my favorite vegetables. I love vegetables. I never get when people say you must eat your vegetables, and the reaction is because I love vegetables, like fresh vegetables and the ones you cook. All the vegetables, almost. And aubergines are the best, the most, the richest, I would say, vegetable. Love aubergines. Someone is mowing the lawn. That's strange. I thought there was no grass anymore, that it wasn't growing anymore. It's so cold here in Finland. Not so cold, but you know, cold. Sometimes the beginning of autumn is like you don't quite believe it. The warm September, and then there are hot days. It seems not real, but now you can feel that it's winter is coming. I'm putting the yarn here because people asked about it yesterday. They asked why I didn't share. Okay, what happened to the music? Excuse me. I'll try to put it back on. Pieni hetki. Okay, it works again. Hello, hello, welcome. Okay, are you crocheting anything right now? I love that you love crocheting. You know, I have almost no friends, like in real life, who crochet or knit or, you know, craft. Most of my crochet, I don't know, communities online. I made them online. A blanket, nice. I think my favorite thing to crochet is a blanket. What kind of a blanket? Are you using a pattern or are you just making, I don't know, a square or a rectangle? And I always think how lucky we are to live in this age when we don't have to like be sad about not having friends who craft, but we can just go online and find friends if we want to. A star blanket, awesome, very good. I am thinking that maybe I should have used, let's say that if I ever make a star blanket again, I think I'm gonna use a thicker yarn. What kind of yarn are you using? Because this one is, as you can see, is quite, it's not super fine, but it's quite fine. And that means that to make a full-size blanket, and this is what I'm going for, I'm not making a baby blanket. I want to have a full-sized blanket. It's going to take a long time and it's going to be quite boring. So next time maybe a thicker yarn. Okay. Well, that would be nice to see your blanket. Are you going to make a video or are you going to post it somewhere else, like on Instagram? I got it. That's okay. I'm always pro okay, then I should remember to check out your channel. Do you have something on your channel now? Are you sharing what you're making? You know, I'm always surprised that you know, I found a lot of like popular channels, but now I find from time to time channels like mine, like small channels, and they are so good. They're sometimes much better than big popular channels because people, you know, try to get there. And I'm so proud of us all. I'm very proud. Some crochets, but I kind of do random videos. That's okay. I'd love to check them out. Thank you for leaving a comment. Otherwise, I wouldn't find you. Okay, only crocheting. That sounds nice. You know, when I was starting the channel, you know, they always say you have to niche down. You have to niche down. And I thought I would have to choose like one craft. But I couldn't because I knit, I crochet, I sew, I even cross stitch a little bit. And from time to time I do like kind of everything. And then Millie, what's her name? Millie, Modern Millie, explained it in one of her videos that niching down means doesn't mean that you can't do, like if you crochet you can't knit. That means like crafting, for example. And that's okay if you tell your people, I crocheted this, I sewed this, I knitted this, because a lot of people do the same. And you know, I found a lot of such people. I also read a little bit and I want to talk about that. And I do talk about that. What are you reading, by the way? I am such a slow reader that I've been reading the same book for several months already. To be honest, I read another book during that first book, but I'd love to read a little bit faster. Not faster, but I'd love to read a little bit more. To have like finished books, more finished books on my list. But we'll get there, maybe. Billionaire Boy. I haven't even heard about it. I'm learning something new today. Thanks for sharing. I'm reading The Paris Bookseller about Sylvia Beach, the owner of the Shakespeare and Co. Bookstore in Paris. And I got to the part when she started helping publish James Joyce's Ulysses. And it's, when I start reading it, it's going well. It's going quite, fast. I'm quite interested. But it's hard for me to start reading, I always find more interesting things, and I just maybe stay on my phone. I usually read before going to sleep in bed. And lately I've been struggling. In summer I achieved such a great sleeping routine. I started sleeping better, more, the quality of sleep was better. And now I lost it because I a couple of times I let myself stay on YouTube until late, or play some games on my phone, and that's I'm kind of angry with myself because of that. Yeah, it's a pity that when you craft, you kind of can't do anything else, right? I am a person who loves doing several things at the same time. But when you're crafting, the only thing you can do is listen to something or watch something. But I actually more listen to the shows than I watch them while crafting. I watched The House of Guinness, or The House of Guinness, can't remember. It's quite good. I'm not a fan of that style. It seems like they want to impress us, those, I don't know, modern music and some, I can't describe it, but you know what I mean, the Guy Ritchie style. And I hate Guy Ritchie's films. I loved them when there was, the first one. But then I kind of, it got too old. I'm in general a person who you don't have to try to impress me, If it's good, I will get there. I will not be lazy or be bored. I'll get there. Interesting. I'm remembering myself as a child, and even then I was like that. Like, for example, if we were all sitting at school at the hall, and there were things like everybody clap, everybody stomp, everybody do something else. Even then, when I was, I don't know, 7 years old, I was embarrassed. I never did that. I was so ashamed, I think. It was so, I cringed and I didn't do what they asked me to do. And I looked at other children and they were like, yay, we're clapping. And I didn't understand it at all. I have never seen Dancing with the Stars, and yet my feed is filled with the videos of the majority of them is Robert Irving. No, Robert? Which one is the younger one? Stephen? Robert, right? But the other contestants too. As I understand, it's so popular that like everybody's watching it, and I don't get it. Like I can watch one short clip, but then I don't know, not my thing. But they are sure talented. When I saw a couple of dances. They are good. I'd love to visit Australia one day. I remember my friend going there for a month to study, to learn English and practice English, to to meet people, to just try it. And it was, she texted me from there. It was like, oh, not a different world, but, very noticeably different. I don't think there are places nowadays in the world on our planet that are completely unknown or completely different. But they are still very unique. Yeah, the insects scare me the most. I'm okay with the snakes, but the insects, no thank you. Welcome, welcome people. Thank you to everyone who's not taking me for granted, let's say that, who's liking the video, who is participating. That means a lot. That means a lot. Thank you very much. And I hope you get an extra delicious coffee today. I don't know what to wear outside lately. It's so cold in Finland. At the same time, it's not cold enough. It's kind of, I don't know. Every time I wear something, it's either I'm either too cold or too warm. and I don't understand that. Jesus, a centipede in a classroom. Are they? Oh, Jesus. I don't approve. I so much don't approve. Ugh. You know, here in the north we just have those small mosquitoes, and they are, when there are a lot of them, it's nasty, it's very unpleasant, but they are not, you know, they're not centipedes. They're not giant spiders, hairy and, you know, poisonous. They're just unpleasant. And even here, like wasps, bees, bumblebees are okay. They're usually alone and they are kind of cute. But those other things, flies, ugh, beetles, no, 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 no. I hate them even here. And those tropical ones, those southern ones, are uncanny. Lizards and turtles are okay. I can't say I wouldn't get one to live in my home, but I wouldn't get anyone, to be honest. It's too much for me to take care. I can barely take care of myself. I can't take care of an animal. But they are, I don't know, they're pretty. Turtles are calm, maybe even smart. I saw a video yesterday where a baby turtle it was his or her first swim, or one of the first swims, and it was so cute. He was learning to swim. Adorable. I had a friend when I was little who had a turtle, a small one. I remember we were always scared because we thought it could fall out of the balcony, because in summer when they opened the balcony door there was this, you know, gap, and we were always afraid. I sometimes, a couple of times in a year, I get to babysit our friend's cat. And that's absolutely okay. Every time I say yes again, because I'm honestly okay with it. But every time she leaves, I'm happy. I'm happy when she comes, and I'm happy when she leaves. So I don't think I could have an animal at home. Okay, I messed up. Yeah, that's right. The yarn is very nice. It feels, it's cotton and acrylic blend. Uh, it feels like, it feels almost silky. Very nice. The only thing I am not happy about is that it splits easily. It's not very twisted. Sometimes it's a little bit difficult to crochet with it. And I'm imagining it would be even more difficult to knit with it. But otherwise, very nice. It's Hobbii, and I always buy it on their website. They are based in Denmark, if I'm not mistaken. So it's quite a fast trip here to Finland. And I tried several kinds already, so I kind of know what to expect now. I love Hobbii. They have kind of different price ranges. You can buy something fancy and luxurious, and you can buy something inexpensive. And they always have some kind of sales going on. By the way, right now I think the sale is, there is a Christmas sale for sure, and I think there is a Halloween sale. About 30%, like 27, 28, 30, 31, 29, 32. You know what? I added some yarn to my Christmas list just today, because a couple of years already I've been giving myself presents on my birthday, on Christmas, on different holidays, whenever I want. And what I do is I buy something. It's often yarn or something, something that I want. I wrap it and I give it to myself, like I put it under the tree, and it's a present for myself, and I love it. I don't know why I didn't do it before. Okay, your birthday is on Sunday. That's nice. Are you celebrating? Are you having a party, or are you or don't you want to see anyone on your birthday? Sometimes it's the case. Sunday soon. Oh, soon in November. Okay. Are you celebrating? Okay, nice. With your best friend. Amazing. I'm kind of in Japan. Even better. Oh, that is an interesting place to visit. I have never been. Actually, the only country I've been in Asia was Thailand. and it was, you know, just a resort. My friend asked me to go with her, and it was not my cup of tea. I'm not a person who enjoys, you know, tanning, lying on the beach. I need action. But Japan, very interesting. I listened to several lectures recently, maybe a couple of months ago, about Japan, and there were things there. You know, when you listen to something about European history, when I listen to something about European history, it's like more or less you know everything. You might forget something, you might not know details, but you know the silver lining, let's say that. But Japan, there were so many surprises, and you know, other parts of the world, or at least parts that I'm not familiar with. It's a whole other story. I remember I started liking spicy food in Thailand. I, you know, in Finland, in this like area, um, we have mustard, spicy mustard, horseradish, things like that, and they are differently spicy. And Thailand has this, you know, hot spices. And when I tried dishes that were, you know, well cooked, I loved it. It was spicy, it was difficult for me to eat them. At the same time, I realized how delicious they were. I'm sorry, I touched the tripod. I have several, maybe one, I can't remember. I definitely have one tutorial if we're talking about crochet. Do I have knitting tutorials? I can't remember. I have actually a very nice tutorial that I use all the time myself, and it's slippers tutorial. You can make a pair of slippers. My name is Julia, if you're asking me. Your name is London. Whoa! Nice to meet you, London. I wish that there were more people around us named London. I wish to visit the city of London one day. It's my dream. And this tutorial, I'm using it for my own tutorial because I sometimes, you know, forget the numbers, to make 3 pairs of slippers for Christmas for my friends. And I'm doing that not for the first time, by the way, because it takes, okay, I should see, I think the name of the video says 1.5 hours. So I made a pair of slippers in 1.5 hours because you use chunky yarn or, you know, many different yarns. I usually use scraps, and a big, like 7, 8, 9, 10 millimeter hook. It's very fast, and it's a very cozy, you know, pattern. And I have given them to many of my friends, and I wear them all the time, by the way. Okay, do I have a pair here? I think I made a pair. Yeah, I made a pair for winter. This is a pair of slippers, and the tutorial is on this channel. Yeah, and I even for the tutorials for the tutorial I used you know, new yarn that I bought specifically for the slippers, but I usually use, you know, all kinds of scraps that are left from other projects. Yeah, and they last, you know, when you wear them all the time, they will last maybe one season, and then they will start the hole will start to, I don't know, appear here and maybe here, depending on your feet. And if you don't want to, I like to use up the yarn and I throw them away and I make new ones. If you want to make them and use them for a long time, you can add felt here, and then the felt will what's the word, will, you know, be damaged, and you can change the felt once in a while. Maybe you will think of something else. Maybe a leather sole is okay here. Maybe. Oh, to study in London, what could be more amazing? Maybe only to study in Cambridge or Oxford, or I don't know. That's all, I think. I can hear my stomach. I think I'm hungry. You know, I have been feeling much better since I started eating, since I started eating schedule. And I eat on the same time, at the same time, every day, and it's amazing. And I think, is it 1 o'clock already? Because my lunch is at 1 o'clock. Maybe I should go eat. Your brother is in Cambridge. Is your brother the luckiest man on earth? I envy your brother. 12. Then you're already full. Okay, that's nice. Thank you guys. Thank you for being here. I love you. Thank you for participating. See you next time. Bye.